Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for Ashita Joe, episode 12, and I think I have to show you what the cat is doing right now, so give me one sec. I strung this little tiny strip of leather, like leatherworking craft leather, and I just hung it tied to that backpack up there so that it would dangle down and be useful for the kitty. I inadvertently put my laundry hamper on it, turning it into a plucked bowstring, which now she is absolutely obsessed with. So if there are any weird twanging sounds in the background of the video, that's probably why she keeps biting and pulling at it, because she's a good kitty and she loves it. Yeah. Good kitty. What a good fucking kitty. Welcome everyone to Ashita Joe episode 12. Our last episode serves mostly as setup for this one, and the one before that was an absolute catalyst of fucking incredible, well, we've been using the term alchemy, a transformation, a chemical reaction that happened inside of Joe. And this episode, we have the chance for that to actually apply itself to reality. Oh my god. To use the sort of engine metaphor that we've been kind of building, at least in the titles that I've been putting up on YouTube, we've brought in the fuel, we've got compression, we've got a spark, we have ignition now. That force is gonna go somewhere, and the question is, can it get channeled into the road? In like actual engine terms, we're like seeing how much of that force from the compression of the engine can be transferred to the gears and stuff, into the axle, into the tire, into the traction, and push the road behind us and generate some forward momentum. We've already got some forward momentum with Joe running back. Well, it's weird because it's backward, but backward is forward when that's the place that you need to go, when that's where you need to be in order to become the boxer that you're meant to be, you know? So we have this backward forward momentum that the spark initializes that brings us back to the prison. But the real road is that guy, the person who sparked this in the first place, the rival, the enemy. And the question of where Joe is in relation to him now is maybe the pivotal question. Joe's defeat has inspired him. It brought him to the place, to the brink, to the loss and despair and failure that enabled him to see, for the sake of tomorrow, these notes, the information that he could get from somebody else, the fact that you can learn things from another human being. It enabled him to see that for the first time, to open his eyes a little bit and see it as a way forward. Now he's taken that way forward a few steps, not very far, right? Just a little bit of training, but that's more than he's ever done. And the question is, now that he's got that, when he applies it, will there be a significant enough difference? Because if the difference isn't significant enough, I think Joe just gives up. Okay, let's be clear. That's not the story that we're in. There's no room for Joe to give up. Joe, we are invested in him. The company making the production of the anime is invested in him. The story goes on from here. We're of no, like, we're not, we have no false mind about this. We know that Joe is going to, like, find a way forward. The question is, will he stumble here? Or will this be a triumph here? Yeah? I think psychologically, this is probably, if this were a real world situation and there was the distinct chance of failure and the very real opportunity to just go, you know what, actually boxing's not for me. I'm going to do my time in prison, get out and go get a fucking job, right? Like, this stuff sucks. Fuck that. I'm out. It's not worth it. And I think that the pivotal point there is you choose to invest your time in the thing with belief in it, with faith in it. You're like, okay, I'm not sure about this putting in work toward a thing. I don't know if it's going to bear any fruit. So I'll put in the work and I'll give it this experimental try. And if it doesn't work well enough, I'm outie. I don't care anymore. I'm done. It's not worth my time. And I think if you look back on your own life experiences, there are probably a couple of hobbies or goals or things that you kind of tried for a little bit because you're like, yeah, I heard that running or exercising every day is like really good for you and it makes you feel good. And so I'll try it for a little bit and 3 days later I'm miserable and I'm sad and my joints ache and I'm kind of good. I'm good. I give up. but I'm not going to frame it as giving up. It's not good enough. It doesn't work right. It's not for me. It's not the way that I want to go. I'm going to put that outside of my future, like, light cone of possible options, right? Out in front of me, here's my perspective. This is all the options that I have within me. I experiment with this one that's like trying a thing and putting some effort into it. It doesn't bear any fruit. I think, God, what a waste of time. What a waste of effort. I can't believe I got tricked and betrayed by these influencers and people who sold me on this stupid idea. This isn't fucking worth it. Dieting, like cutting back on my calories, gross, lame. I'm gonna go get some donuts. I'm good, right? And that's a dramatic and gross oversimplification of like diet stuff because dieting doesn't work in its particular set. Okay, you gotta create like an internal change of identity and who you are in relation to particular habits and stuff to get them to cement really well. But that's outside the scope of what I really want to talk about here. What I want to talk about is that moment of proof in the pudding, right? Your first try baking your own cookies instead of getting the store-bought ones, and they come out garbage. And you're like, man, I thought that the hour and a half that I put into this was all going to be worth it because at least I'd have a better product at the end. But it's not, because the product that came out at the end wasn't good. So I'm just gonna not do this effort thing anymore. Fuck it. I'm out. I'm not interested. All the convincing, it's all bullshit, right? And there are lots of fields in which it is kind of bullshit, and maybe it's not worth it. And each of us gets the opportunity to decide those things. But when it's a thing that improves you, when it's a when it's a thing that's not always exactly obvious and easily measurable how far you've gotten, what progress you've made, when you do come across those measuring posts, those like mile markers along your journey, it's kind of really psychologically important that they are a higher number than the last one, right? That there's a sense of genuine progress. There's a sense of overcoming, right? There's this wall. We talked about Rikishi as a wall, okay? If we don't at least get to glimpse over the wall, we're just going to stay on the other side of the wall. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Joe's not going to operate that way. Maybe if the story goes that way, that won't be the way that it'll operate. But I think we need to maintain the, like, the struggle of overcoming the wall. It can't be just crushed and taken down and overcome immediately. Otherwise, it would be too easy, and there wouldn't be any reason for Joe to, like, keep training, right? He'd be like, okay, cool, I got the one skill that I needed from Danpei, the right straight, and I'm done. I've got a jab and a straight, and I'm the best ever, and I'm good, right? And Joe would be a great fighter. He'd be able to fight on the streets to the utmost. He'd be great. He's like, I got to beat Rikishi this one time. I'm good. That's all I need. I don't need to go any further. I don't think that works. So what I think we need to do is I think we need to have limited success or like mixed success. We go into this boxing match. If Joe just like trounces Rikishi, just like beats the shit out of him, he's all fast and stuff. He's like, whoa, I can see his punches. I can see behind his moves. Your next line will be, and he wins. Joe becomes hyper confident. He's like, ha ha ha, I'm the best ever. I don't need to listen to you, Danpei. Doesn't work. Joe gets totally trounced again, right? Gets beat by Rikishi in a way where Rikishi's like, I'm genuinely better than you. I'm going to keep looking down on you. You're not worth my time. That doesn't work either. Somewhere in the middle, where Joe throws more good punches than Rikishi expects, where he actually wins him, where he actually lands one on him, right? And then maybe that incenses the dude, so he like goes into full mode and actually takes him down, or we force a stop to the fight, preventing catharsis, right? Preventing that feeling of like, we we did it. And now we have to go and quest after that over and over again, because it's always going to be a gap that we haven't filled, a hole that we really need a victory to fill. It's that one spot on the yearly, like, I won this trophy and this trophy and this trophy and not that one and this one and this one and this one, and that one haunts me forever. Because, like, I don't care about the 10 years of trophies that I won. The 1 year when that fucking guy my rival, my enemy, when he came through and he beat me, I'm never gonna get over it. Not until I sink him into the dirt. And that's the kind of motivation that spans a lifetime, that spans a career, that becomes like a feud as these two characters go and have their own boxing careers in different directions. Every time they have a chance to meet, it's a rehash, it's a replay, it's new developments and new skills brought to bear on this important, like, dance between these two characters who, in their, like, weirdly in their hatred of each other, I don't know that they're gonna end up hating each other, but weirdly in their hatred of each other, become more like each other and more able to see each other and closer to each other than anybody else. That's the kind of story that I would want here, because it's the kind of story that's, like, legendary. It's, like, legendary. Like, oh, fuck yeah. Fucking legends. Kings battling, right? Let me pull down the camera and draw something. I wanted to start this video in a totally different way, and I've just gotten caught up in talking about Joe because I really like Joe. It's a crazy thing, but I really like this show that we're watching, and that's part of why we're watching it. I fucking love it. Ah. Okay, I've been doing kind of a lot of more, like, detailed work. Detailed stuff, so I'm just gonna be real sketchy this time. I kinda want... I'm recording and stuff. Okay, great. Just real sketchy. I'm basically just doing a gesture. I've done this wrong. That's okay. We're just gonna gesture it up. Oh, you know what? Actually, this kinda can work if he's doing this. Especially with the, like, coat and uniform and stuff. Can really hide a lot. Okay. So while I'm drawing here, I would normally put music and stuff, because that's what I've been doing recently. But instead, I actually want to talk to you about music. I've been using, albums or songs in titles and stuff to talk about Joe, and I want to bring it up because I rediscovered or came across a piece of music that's been really helpful to me in my life. That's been like something I've really valued. And I'd kind of forgotten about it. I've forgotten its existence and remembered it a number of times. Um, but there's like there's a genre or a category of music that I don't really know how to place. I don't know exactly the word for it, but it's like purpose music. I don't fucking know. So some examples of this would be people doing like affirmations that are mixed with music and stuff. And some of those are cool. They're fine, but they don't really do much for me. The other is music that's made for a purpose, specifically for like working out too. And there are a few examples of it, and I think most of them kind of suck. Most of them kind of suck. To me, the best workout music is usually just like high energy, good stuff with great lyrics and stuff that, or without lyrics, depending on your vibe. I like listening to EDM. I like listening to metal. I like listening to like old classic hard rock. Like AC/DC is great for me. I have lifted so many thousands of pounds to Thunderstruck by AC/DC. I used to do like 20 rep squat sets, which are a thing where you like try to absolutely demolish yourself by doing these really high rep single set squat situation things. And the song that I would use for that would be Thunderstruck because it had like it's got a consistent ramp up that I would use to like breathe beforehand and get ready, and then I would go, and that was great. Like our last episode, I talked about the Gojira track "Into the Storm," and I think that fits, right? That's a really great song for lifting to and stuff. But when it comes to albums or songs that are explicitly made for working out to, most of them are kind of empty. They're kind of not great. One example that I'll bring up is like there's a dude named Rob Bailey who's got a band called Rob Bailey and the Hustle Standard. He's the husband of IFBB pro Dana Lynn Bailey, and who's jacked as hell. They're both big people. Um, and there's an album and it's all just kind of garbage. It's like I don't like it very much. It's just hard metal rock stuff with energy. It's about the lifting weights, and so because it's just about the lifting weights, it doesn't have much else to it. I can't plug into it. It's like, yeah, I like lifting weights as much as the next guy, but that's not the ideological motivation around the whole thing isn't that I love the iron. It's a little silly. There is one example that really stands out to me as like deeply useful. And so I'm bringing it up in the hopes that maybe some of you have your own examples that maybe you'll share with me, and maybe we'll get like a collaboration, or like we'll be able to share things, you know? My example is something that I first listened to when I was really young, around that same time that I was watching Hajime no Ippo and getting involved in like trying to shape my body into somebody that I more wanted to be. And I ran across this album called The Workout by Stickman, STIC.MAN. And Stick is one of the halves of of Dead Presidents, Dead Prez. He's got an album called The Workout, and it's infused with light spiritualism and kind of an inner city warrior vibe that takes a directly antagonistic stance toward like thug and violence and crime style rap, to be rap about becoming a better person, and rap about like caring about stuff, and rap about working out, rap about molding your body into the person that you want to be. And I've found it over time really fucking valuable. And I woke up this morning and I tried to decide what to watch or what to listen to while I was in the shower today. And I thought of that. And I went ahead and I listened to it. I got out of the shower like 2 tracks in, and then I kept listening to it. And I listened to the whole damn album this morning. And that's what set me up for today. And I think it did a damn good job of setting me up for the day, of getting me close to a person that I've admired. And there's something about the perspective and ideals, the presentation of ideals, that's so wholesome and sincere that I really fucking value it. So I hope that by sharing this, maybe I add an album to your workout playlist that might be useful. And I hope that maybe you'll share in return with me if there are any things like that that have been useful, or like a real piece of the athletic soundtrack of your life, because that's what I realized that that album by Stick has been to me. I've listened to it dozens, maybe hundreds of times, and I've listened to it thinking about and while working out, and it's become like a consistent piece of my background. There are lines from it that I think of often, often, that have actually genuinely shaped my cognition, my way of thinking about my body, my way of thinking about what exercise means and feels like. And that was given to me by a man I've never met through music. And I'm really grateful for it. I need a reference for Rikishi. That's why I've like stopped here. And I'm doing this sort of in a well, it's inspired, I guess, in sort of a Kill la Kill style where he's not at all proportional, and that's fine. He's got such a fucking schnoz, man. Ugh. I love the way that Joe characters are fucking designed. I just love it. It's dramatically reshaped the way that I think that characters can and should look. Like, just my understanding of what character design looks like, totally reshaped by Joe. So in the reference that I've got, he's actually looking down on Joe in the frame that I'm looking at, but I've got him sort of looking up at him in a sort of a disconnected way. Nice. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. It feels obviously it's the exact frame, but there's something about it that the gesture and the stance kind of feels like one of those postcard memories, you know? Like I could develop this up into one. It's like bam. That captures this moment. Joe is like calling out that person. He's stepping up to that wall again. He's ready, and the wall just stands there, bemused, also ready. Now they clash. So let's watch some Joe. I've got Ashita no Joe episode 12, the Yabuki version, once more. They're beautiful, so we're gonna keep watching them. I've got episode 12 up and ready to go. There'll be two versions, picture in picture in the description. Timer on YouTube with a beep beep timer to count you down. I'm actually gonna close the window blinds a little bit because it's getting a little bright in here. Okay, that'll do. Beep beep timer for Joe episode 12. Let's go. I'm just turning it up a little bit. It's a little quiet to me. Fucking smile. Ah. And before he said, "Oh, uh-oh, oh." Man screams at clouds. Shout at the burning sun. Okay, okay. That doesn't seem like we're gonna win. No! What? Get him back? I mean, I get it. Aw. I guess we're not getting what I thought we were getting. You're ruining the play. Huh. Well, that diffused kind of. Weird. Makes sense. I mean, we all back to Hunchback, I guess. This is Hunchback, apparently. Shut the fuck up, Joe. I mean, I get it. I'm like that too sometimes, but holy fuck, man. They're all just enthralled by it, and he's messing with him. Oh no. What charity, what grace! And bare skin. Love, love. Oh. Oh. He's not even worth it. Man, you're gonna get yourself killed. Okay. Why do I feel like this is a cover for something? Disconnected. It's like intentionally refusing to engage, but hmm. God damn it, Joe. God fucking damn it, Joe. No. Oh, let's kill him. I mean, fuck you, Joe. Absolutely fuck you, dude. Was this your attempt to bait him? Uh-huh. Joe will not stop. Oh, but it's not real. Whoa. Whoa. He's got power. He just had to hit him. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Correct. Oh, shit. Nope. He's right, though. It's fucking life or death. Yeah. Yeah, what's your dumb justification for this? I don't like you. He thinks there's condescension in that. No, she wants a reason. Yeah. Hmm. Why would you expect her to be in? That's the one. You're not Esmeralda. You're not kind or gracious. You're contemptuous. Hmm. Hmm. You don't know what hardship or tragedy look like. You're doing all these things for me with an expectation in return, and I don't like it. It's a trap. But they might not be. You have no evidence that they are. This cuts her deep. And it comes from his own, like, lack of belief in people and self. But if you cut that away, it cuts away hope. It's self-isolating, it's antisocial. Rikishi. That's fun. That's fun. You can take that shirt off. Nope, just cracking the knuckles. All right, you've built up your platform, my guy. He knows her outside of this. He's fully willingly buying into the rivalry, too. Oh, hi, Dampe. You are a wrinkle, aren't you? Wisdom enters the fray. Let's have you fight in a ring? Please, 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 please do that. Please do that. Please do that. Let's set this up for later. Let's square the circle. Let's do this for real. It's legal. It's sanctioned. You can kill each other. Sure. Yeah. No, it's blood sport. It's modern gladiatorial blood sport. I have no idea about the validity of that. I don't care. This is goddamn genius. This is goddamn genius. You really suck, Joe. You really suck. You're really shitty. Wow. Blood. Oh, even more than that, it's not about seeing it. Whoa. I'm loving these little quick moments. There's one where we push away the guard. He does, actually, and that's part of, like, that self-denial is part of what's causing the hatred that he has toward her. Like, he's clearly enamored with her. Fucking amazing. Holy fuck. My heart. I'm sorry, I should not have a response like this to that, but holy fuck. Kamina. Holy fuck. I think I've just witnessed the birth of my favorite thing. I love you, Sachi. I love you, Sachi. You believe. The belief. A little quick training, eh? Ah, private training. Come on, training, Joe, training. Wow, what a frame. The blanked eyes. I thought he was gonna point at him. The change that makes to, like, my idea of this drawing, Joe's pointing at Rikishi. Rikishi's pointing at the fucking sun. Ah! I don't think I've ever seen something so fucking baller. Ah! Hey, listen, buddy, you're gonna lose. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, it's what you need. Oh, he's so serious. Eh. It's got the sound, though. Whoa, there you go. They've got the rotation wrong. But holy fuck. He's trying to teach you to lose. You can try. Let's go. Let's fucking go. That's not hard. The ultimate punch? A special move? You're gonna miss. Whoa. Cool frame. And into the sun. Is this our build to end? Oh no, we got 4 minutes left. Did he break his hand? Nope, he just got knocked the fuck out. Dompe clocked him? Thanks, Nishiki. Nishi, fuck. What happened? What happened? Hmm. Huh? Huh. Huh? What the Donpei? Huh. Mm-hmm. He's got such a great attitude. It's like, I don't think they can do it, but I'm not gonna underestimate him. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. I do want the ED song just for my brain. Why don't you not? it does it in so many ways that are not the way that I expected, and yet it still ends up being perfect. It nails a lot of the things that I really wanted or felt like were necessary out of the episode, moving the rivalry forward in a way that doesn't cement it or answer its questions. I think I just busted a capillary in my eye by rubbing my eyes. Oops. Damn it. Fun. There are some pieces of this episode that I don't think that I understand very well, and there are some pieces of it that I think I understand, like, so well. Too well. The conversation, or sort of diatribe, almost, little rant that Joe goes on as he pulls the veil away from Shiraki Yoko and says, like, this is what you really are under all the sugar-sweet icing. It's a rehash of what we've done before with her, but it's so much more coherent now. So much more biting and and cruel and maybe right. It's really interesting. Just yesterday in a different show for different reasons, I was talking about doing nice things for people and how there's a spectrum of doing things for others and how honestly altruistic that actually is. And how there's a type of person, a type of behavior where you do kind or nice things as a trap, as a piece of an unspoken transaction, and then you hit them with the expectation that they will follow through with the other side of that transaction. So, for example, the one I always come to is like, I'll do all the dishes in the sink, and you'll take care of everything else in the house, or like, you'll keep things clean in general, and then I'll get really frustrated and resentful with you when you don't do the same. Or, I'll do nice things for you, I'll offer you stuff, and in return, I expect that whenever I have a need, you'll come and you'll offer me stuff in return, and when you don't, I'll get really pissed and resentful, because we haven't spoken about that, but I expect it. Shiraki Yoko does these nice, good things, and to Joe, there's an expectation that people will treat her like she's special in return, right? Like, people will act good and kind, and they'll treat her like she's above them. And it works, right? Like, the prison guards do that. The people around her do that. The prisoners do that. And Joe's sitting there being like, everybody around me is being scammed by this thin veil, and all it is money. All it is that she has the power to pay people to like her. That's what's really going on here. There's no altruism. You don't do nice things like this out in the open for other people. And you're doing it to get the response. You're doing it to fulfill yourself. You're doing it to feel like you're good. And you're not. You're just somebody who's in a position to be able to do these things. It's not what you think it is. And the counterpoint, I think it's a really interesting counterpoint for me because it's almost similar to like a Bible verse, one that I actually think is a pretty good Bible verse. In some ways, at least. There are Bible verses that are sucky, and there are some Bible verses that are like, wow, that's a poetic depiction of human psychology, and I really like those. And the one there is about praying out in the open versus praying in private, right? Doing kind things and like giving of yourself, giving alms to the poor, doing all of these things. When you do those up on a stage, there's something a little bit messed up about that. Yeah, you're doing the good thing, but why? Why are you doing that? You don't need to be doing it on a stage. You might be getting something out of it, and it might be that what you're getting out of it actually dramatically outweighs what you're giving up. For Shiraki Yoko, for example, money is not that valuable, but fame and respect, it is. It is. That's power, right? So there's a transaction going on here, and all you fools are just going, wow, what a great gift we're given. This is so great, and forgetting that you're the product, right? Wow, what free stuff that I'm being given. I'm being given free stuff, free entertainment, all these things. It makes Shiraki Yoko so good. I'm gonna vote for her. I'm gonna vote for her family. I'm gonna buy from her businesses. I'm gonna respect her and love her. Ooh, boy. There's an element of that that's very deeply true. And very deeply true if you're sitting in the lower class, the outsider class, pushed out to the fringes of society, and you look inward and you see these wealthy people generating positive attention toward themselves by giving things away. It's almost like people being needy and having failings becomes an opportunity for somebody with wealth to manipulate them, because the person with wealth sacrifices nothing, right? A pittance of pennies, and to all those individuals, that's so meaningful that it changes their orientation to reality forever. It changes their orientation toward the person forever. It makes lifelong fans and sycophants. And Joe doesn't want to be a fucking sycophant. He doesn't want to be bought. I think that's like so eminently reasonable. And at the same time, it comes from a place of spite and hatefulness and a lack of belief, a lack of capacity to believe that it's even possible to be genuinely altruistic. Because while all those things could be true about Shiraki Yoko, and that's why they cut deep, they're true enough that it forces you to question yourself, to turn to yourself and be like, am I really doing that? You know, if you have it's one of the dangers of having the ability to broaden your mind and incorporate new ideas and perspectives. It's actually quite dangerous and scary, is because you can intake an idea that undercuts your entire perspective on reality. Shiraki Yoko's totally genuine perspective could be, I just want to do good in the world, right? And there might actually not be an undercurrent of unconscious desire to get back from that, right? Like, maybe we're reading that in. Maybe it literally doesn't exist within her. Maybe she's been raised in such a way that she's like emotionally secure on the inside and doesn't need the validation from outside. It doesn't do anything. So while Joe, who hasn't experienced that validation from the outside, might be like, you're just trying to get validation from outside, she's like, why would I need that? I feel good about myself. I'm a good person. I know that I'm a good person. I would be a good person whether or not I have the money to spend on these things, but I have the money, and so I'm going to. And whether that makes me a better or worse person inside, I don't really care. That's not why I'm doing it. I just feel called to do it, right? Totally possible. We have no evidence to the contrary, except Joe's perceptions, yeah? Except his take, yeah? So it's quite possible that this take presented to her might cut deep and hurt and cause her to question something that was previously totally unquestioned and didn't need to be questioned. Maybe it should be questioned. I think in reality, it should be questioned. I think you should question your fucking motivations, because you might be that person who's being nice with barbs, right? Who's being nice, but it's got a fish hook in it. That niceness is bait, right? It's bait to get people to interact with you the way that you want. It's bait to manipulate. It's bait to, yeah? Joe fits this perspective of like refusing to manipulate to the dramatic far degree that he'll be mean about it. But that's not actually the case. Joe is totally willing to manipulate. He did it to Donpei, right? Right in the beginning. Joe's not actually, he doesn't have a moral center to rely on. He has spite. He has vindictiveness. He has the deep feeling like wrong has been done to him and is continuing to be done to him. He doesn't quite seem to understand why and how and the systems that are in place. And so he does the easier, more obvious thing and points directly at people. It's like, it's your fucking fault. It's not like this is fault, it's like your fucking fault. Oh, there was a counterpoint regarding altruistic things. It's what Joe was doing inside his head. I think this is my sort of a premise. When he was designing the like playground land for like the rebuilt city structure, he's doing all of that in private. He's doing that all in his own head. It's like a dream that he's harboring and keeping safe and careful. He's not like going out and broadcasting it and sharing it. And maybe that's because it's scary, and maybe that's because it'll get destroyed if you do that and stuff like that. But it feels like the opposite of like praying on a stage. Yeah? It's like in Joe's heart of hearts, he's making a prayer, right, to reality to build things better. But he keeps that close to the chest. He keeps it in. He doesn't try to like convince and manipulate a bunch of people to it until he brings the kids in on it. But he's already had this idea for a long time. That's very different. This like grand idealism from somebody without power is so dramatically different from these little efforts that don't sacrifice much of what you have to improve things a little bit by somebody who has dramatic power. And in that contrast, I think there's some validity to the feeling like there's contempt going on. Like there's something deeply unfair. Definitely. But whether that's Shiraki Yoko's fault, I think Joe's wrong in pointing that direction, right? It's really interesting that he does, though. And the way that he does is so it's so thoughtful and biting and cruel and again, maybe right. Maybe right. Okay. This man will give you a good fight. And last episode, it was this man will be good for you. Sunlight in through places is sort of throughout the episode. And with the title, that makes a lot of sense. The color flipped sun, the black sun, and then the red sun up above when Joe sort of screams. Oh, they're so fucking cool. But nothing in this episode tops Rikishi reaching up for a point. A point that, like, when I draw symbolic versions of myself, I'm always pointing that way. I've got maybe 5 or 10 um that I've drawn, and I'm always pointing up. It's always like right hand to the sky, finger in the air. Leg spread, big triangle upward. And it's because that's Kamina. It's because that's Simone. It's because that's Gurren Lagann. It's because that's like that and this and the combination of them, right? Like it's a symbol that's woven into and like and etched into my brain by anime, by these shows, and it has, gosh, it's so crazy. You can have a symbol that represents like everything for you, that genuinely represents everything. And that symbol genuinely represents everything for me. I think about it and my mind is awash with the spiral, and then that spiral becomes DNA, and then it becomes the spiraling outward of all the animal kingdoms and evolution. And it's all pointing. It's all every creature in that is pointing upward, is reaching upward with whatever limbs, whatever fins, whatever nose, whatever antlers, they're reaching past the wall, right? Past the wall toward eternity. And that's the individual pointing the way for the future. It's like, it's everything to me. I cannot express to you how important that symbol is unless you have something like that that's like everything to you. I think the cross for a lot of people in Christian traditions is like that. The Om, the little E thing is like that for people in like in certain spiritualist traditions maybe. But nothing, no symbol, no set of words has ever resounded within me and created change, catalyzed within me more than a human man standing, framing himself, bracing into the ground, and pulling that arm upward to point toward the heavens. It's like everything. So to find it here, knowing that there are roots, that this is the evolutionary layer that was born from. It pulls at me with the weight of divine revelation. It's like it's not. It's a dude 40 years ago drawing a thing, but it pulls at me with the weight of divine revelation. Fuck, man. So, this does not go the way that we expect. I've kind of course, I sort of expected that what we would do is that very quintessentially anime thing where we kind of drop out, we forget that there are background characters around, and we just have them fight. I thought we were just going to have them fight. That's stupid now that I think about it. Of course they're not going to fight. This isn't a prison. Nishi stops him. The guards stop him. I'll get back at you. He's just looking down. Let go! Let go! Come on, man. Think of the little ones. And so he finally sits down. Sure, let's watch a play. And Rikishi says, I'm fine. It's not about me. I'm just standing up to him. He gets to take a very moral high ground here, which is great for him, but again, is going to be something that chafes at Joe. So we continue the play, and I guess it's weirdly framed, and the sequence with the little dance and song afterward is doubly weirdly framed. It does feel like it drags. It feels kind of boring and weird. I don't know why we're doing that. A half of me is like, oh, we really needed to fill some time in the episode here, and half of me is like, oh, we're actually trying to put ourselves in Joe's shoes and be like, this is kind of lame, and maybe that helps us. Oh shoot, I delayed the subtitle. Oh no, there we go. Joe, please, they'll hate you even more. I know. I love the prisoners kind of really getting enamored into this. Esmeralda ripping the sleeves off is I think the pivotal thing here, because she's playing this deeply self-sacrificing role, and now that I understand that it's Hunchback, it's like she's also in the role, she's not a Disney princess, right? She's not well off. Shiraki Yoko's playing the role of Esmeralda, who is, I don't actually know what the non-slur term for woman from a particular tradition who is, like, outcast by certain faith establishments and stuff. I don't know what I don't want to use the slur. Anyway, she's not fucking highborn. She's the direct opposite of highborn in that story. I think. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's not the role that Shiraki Yoko actually is, right? Like, she's kind of playing Cinderella. She's like, oh, I'm just the poor stepsister who nobody likes. It's like, actually, no, you're the wealthy business conglomerate heiress. You're not that role. And also, you're not ripping your sleeves off your dress and, like, sacrificing something great about yourself. You're giving away a little bit of something you already have a lot of, which is money. And it's very different. It's very different. Everybody dances around you and treats you like you're oh so good because your ability, your capacity to give is so much greater, right? Your influence is so much greater. On a whim, the pocket change in your pocket could feed all of us, right? And so we all go like, wow, it's so cool of you to feed all of us. But the actual morality of your act is giving away your pocket change. And when I do that to one person, nobody cares. But you do it to 100 people and everybody thinks you're a goddess. There's something wrong there, right? Because it's just the scale of the thing. It's not actually a bigger sacrifice for you. In fact, it's less of one. The $1 for me is really important because I don't make that many of those. The thousands of dollars for you, irrelevant because you've got endless money. At least from Joe's perspective, right? You've got endless. You're not hard up for cash. You're not going to be actually sacrificing and putting yourself in any sort of risk. So why do we treat you like what you've done is so greatly morally better? It just has a bigger impact. You just get to have a bigger impact because of your circumstantial birth. Oh, what I would give to change places with you. But that's not something that Shiraki Yoko would actually do, right? Shiraki Yoko never changes places with the people she helps. She never actually sacrifices. She never, ever actually lowers herself to their level in order to meet them. She only ever attempts to raise them up. And that's nice. That's nice. But she also raises herself in the process. Yeah? She gains more than she gives up. He nails it. He nails it. And you can turn this same lens to every wealthy altruist. Hell, you can do a lot worse to most wealthy altruists, because once you dig in a little bit deeper, there's, like, some deep corruption under the surface, and usually it seems almost like they're trying to use the money to, I don't know. What did they used to call it in the Catholic Church? Indulgences. Indulgences. Paying for indulgences, selling indulgences, which in the Catholic Church is like, oh, you stack up a bunch of sins over your life, right? And you're going to be punished for those. But if you pay the church, we can take some of those away for you, you know? God deals in coins now, and you can just buy your way out of the sins. So come on, come on. That's because the Catholic Church is fundamentally a business operation, right? It's a power structure. It's not a religious organization. It's a power structure. Sorry, any Catholics who are in the room. Not my point, and not where I'm trying to go here. But it's like she doesn't try to change places with the poor. She doesn't do the Jesus thing and give away all her stuff and go clothed in sackcloth and ashes through the downtrodden streets. No, she goes with bodyguards and cars and gives, right? She pays to feel better about the things that she doesn't actually help with. A perfect role for her. And we realize that our boy Rikishi is really into her. And that's where Joe changes. He seemed like he was pretty satisfied with just chilling, maybe heckling a little bit. Nah. I don't even feel like fighting him anymore. Or you're wrong, Joe. He feels like fighting. So we get this little dance sequence. It's very weird. It's very limited in its animation, which is why it makes me feel like it's like, oh, we're trying to stretch time here a little bit, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, okay. We all clap. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. We hone in on Joe a few times. It's just a strange sequence. And then we drop the lights. A blackout. And of course, it's Joe. Heh. Just like what he did in the room, you know? Can't stand watching it. Observe this adored child. What a miscast. We should make it better. I'll be just going outside. See you later, senorita. Sayonara. Outraging the entire squad, saying his piece without really benefiting from it. This is like when you leave a conversation or argument with like, yeah, well, fuck you too. And I got the last word now. Haha. That's what it feels like. That it's just like Joe gets to drop a bomb and walk away and be like, peace, suckers. Just gets to fart and crop dust everybody and leave. Rikishi won't stand for it. What a fucking frame. There's some playing with perspective around Rikishi that's just so fucking cool. I'm glad that I drew this thing the way that I did and thought of the Kill la Kill terms where we sort of have characters real big or characters real small. Put them on opposite sides of a screen to create dynamics and stuff. It's really fun the way that we do that with Rikishi. He's a towering mountain. This is a stone colossus going off into the sky, right? We're just tilted down a couple angles, a couple percentage on a few degrees on his face, you know? You said something you shouldn't have, you insulted someone you shouldn't have. We'll discover that they actually have a bond, and that's pretty interesting. I was waiting for you. Joe, over the course of this portion, takes such a, like, I'm the anti-hero, don't you know it, sort of role, and I really like it in this moment. It's been kind of ping-ponging all over the place, whether we're really genuinely aligned with Joe, or whether we're aligned with him as an anti-hero, or whether he's kind of just an asshole. He really verges into being a true asshole here, and there's an edge to it that's right. It's like the classic anti-hero exists within systems that they don't control and does like vigilante stuff that's on the edge of that and wrong in order to accomplish right, and this nails a piece of that feeling. It's like, yeah, in the darkness, in the darkness of this city where people follow the laws and the laws destroy things, Joe goes out there and he calls out the people who everybody puts up on high. He calls out the real villains and he fights. And he's not a good guy either, right? He's there to fight, and he's breaking laws, and he's being violent, he's being wrong, and he's also cruel, and he's, like, resentful, and those things have their own form of contempt to them, yeah? They justify themselves by being like, "No, others were contemptuous to me, I'm just retaliating." But it's got its own form of contempt to it. It's like, "Actually, I decide. I'm better than this system. I know better." Yeah? Something like that. But it's also the arrogance to say, with no, I might be wrong about this, no sense that there is, that he's fallible, to say that he knows the mind and heart of another human being. I think that's where Joe's like real core mistake is. Yeah? And I bring it up in part because it's been really clearly illustrated in the first couple episodes that we've watched of Dan to Dan, because one of the major characters, Okarun, does that exact thing a number of times, but he does it in order to, like, because he doesn't think very highly of himself, so he assumes that other people also don't think very highly of him. Yeah? He's like, I don't expect you to have faith in me, right? So I'm going to assume that you're not going to have faith in me, and I'm going to go solve this problem on my own without bothering you. And the characters that he's run up against are like, nope, that's not the way that we're going to allow this to go. We're actually a team, and I actually care. That's really cool. Here, it's like, it's very much reversed. Joe assumes, believes, knows, and I mean, I don't want to use the wrong words here and give the impression that Joe is like flippantly assuming this or being like, "Oh, I think I just understand." Joe has a well-structured perspective on reality that has been confirmed over and over by every interaction that he's had with power, with money, with people who can fight, with violence, with yakuza, with corporations, with all of it, right? He's got this structure, and it's very well structured, and it tells him in his intuition there's something that's a lie about Shiraki Yoko. It cannot be real. I refuse to believe it. There's falseness here. And his response to that is violent. His response to that is like, no, is to put up walls. But the real failing is that he cannot fathom that it is possible. It's not a part of his potential worldview. Good people, really genuinely good people, it doesn't work. He can't see it. I'm reminded, I brought up, like, she might be securely attached, right? In the very beginning, because in a strange way, I think that psychological early attachment theory fills in a lot of these gaps in understanding for us. Whether you're born into great wealth or extreme poverty has dramatic impacts on your development as a human being. But the way that you're treated by your parents and the way that support is given to you when you're really young might have more of an impact on whether you can feel the effects of that wealth, of that capacity. You can grow up wealthy, neglected by your family. Yeah, it's actually very common. You could have a wealthy person who's not very well supported early, and they might have an everlasting gap, a hole inside of themselves that says, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. It doesn't matter how much money I make, how well I do, what good things I bring to the world. I'm not good enough. And that might cause that person to go out there and constantly be using their power, the power that they materially have, in order to fill that gap. And they might do it in like horrifying negative ways, be like prostitution and um um owning buildings and buying things and fucking ritual human sacrifice, like whatever, right? Whatever weird fucking bullshit they try to fill the gap in. Or they might try to fill it the way that Shiraki Yoko does, with altruism, so that everybody else turns to them and goes, no, you're so great. No, you're so great. You're the best. You're the best. You're so good. Oh my God, I can't even imagine being such a generous person. Oh my God, you gave away that much money to your tour staff? Oh, how fucking beautiful. You became a multi-billionaire and you gave away $100,000 to your guy. Oh, oh, you're a legend. Queen. queen stuff, right? Pat, 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 pat. Pat, 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 pat. And if the pats ever stop, if the validation from outside ever stops, the desperation treadmill starts again. You got to do something to fill the gap, right? But on the other hand, oh, and you can also be neglected and poor, right? You can get the double whammy. You can have those holes in you, those losses, those failings of self, those feelings of incompleteness, and not have the power to express yourself or execute on them. And in some ways, maybe Joe's like that. Maybe that's why he holds on to things like that City in the Clouds delusion about fixing the world, about saving everything, right? Holds on to this idea of self as hero, maybe? I don't know. But what if it's not like that? Like, what if Shiraki Yoko feels totally confident and comfortable in who she is and doesn't have this need to be admired? Like, what if Joe's just wrong? His perspective is, if I were a kind of person like you, if your situation was filtered through my understanding of reality, the only way that you would get to acting the way that you're acting is if you were trying to manipulate everybody, if you were trying to get something. So that's what's happening. That's 100% the reality that I live in. Is that's the only reason that you would be acting that way. This sort of cognitive distortion, that person is acting that way because they're acting based on the same reasonings and the same background that I would be acting under similar circumstances. It's the root of our ability to empathize with other people, but it's also a thread by which we always fail to empathize correctly. Yeah? Because there's always a gap. There's always a lack of knowing where somebody else is actually coming from. And even if you were able to sit down with them and have a really open heart-to-heart back and forth where they tell you in honest terms, as truly and deeply, digging as deep into their own spirit and self-questioning and really evaluating themselves, the words that they came up with you could never trust because they don't know their own heart either, right? There's a portion of them that's unconscious, that's subconscious forever. And that piece might in words come out with like, I just want to be so nice to the world. And the unspoken pieces that they can't even hear inside their own mind are, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. And what comes out their mouth is, I just want to create good in the world. But what they're really saying is, I just want to be good enough. I just want to be good enough. Please, God, I just want to be good enough. And maybe if I do this, that'll make me good enough. Does this make me good enough? Do you think I'm good enough? Am I good enough yet? So it's tough. It's tough because it's universal. You can never know the heart of another. That makes it really dangerous to ascribe deeply positive or deeply negative or really any intention to other people's actions. At least to claim that you know them. To surmise, to guess, to posit, especially with like really powerful people doing really important things in the world. It's like, I wonder why they're doing that. Yeah, sure, have at it. Have fun, right? It's deeply fun. Take a controversial political figure from the last 2 years and apply this to some of their actions just for funsies, right? It's like, oh, why did this person donate X million dollars to charity? Well, maybe it's because their name is on a list and they're really scared that people are going to reveal that list, and that's going to turn everybody ideologically against them forever. So they're trying to like probably giving away those millions of dollars for a reason. It's trying kind of maybe to offset the press there, right? Like maybe they are just trying to manipulate everything. Interesting. And then you come across other members of the celebrity class and you like do a little digging and you find out that for their entire career, they've donated 95% of their earnings to various charities that are like core to some demonstrable trauma that they experienced early in life. You know, they lost a brother to cancer, and so now they have funded a cancer charity, and like clearly they live well, but they've donated most of their income to that. It's like, oh, I can surmise that maybe there's something more like deep going on here. Maybe there's real positive energy. But if I overstep that and I say, I know why you're doing that. You're doing it because you're bad. You're lying. You're lying and everybody else doesn't see it. I see through you. You're a garbage person. I have then stepped into the realm of being a really bad dude. Like, that's really shitty. It's arrogant. It's a little Luciferian. It's a little, like, spite against reality. Unwilling to see the potential of good. And Joe takes on that role here a little bit, where he goes, I know why you're doing this. He does it to Rikishi, too. You just want to be this cute girl's pet. That's all you are. I get it. I would want to be, too. She's cute, right? And even in his, like, there's so much self-denial in Joe. We see him enamored with Shiraki Yoko. It's so cool that from the very early moments in the show, when we first have these couple of wistful faces, when he sort of looks at her, there's something developed there. There's something created there. It feels to me very self-denying. Very like, I don't know. I don't know. Like a poor person who's given a slice of an expensive dessert and they go, "Oh, it's too sweet. It's too gross. I don't like it." When it's like, "My guy, that's chocolate. You never had chocolate before, and this is chocolate." And you're like, "I don't like it. It's not good." Arr. Like, fair, maybe, but probably more this is coming from, like, this isn't for me. We frame it out. We stop it. Shiraki screams out to stop, and Rikishi does. Joe does not. What a good look. What a fun look, having your protagonist sucker punch their rival. Just absolute joy. Ha ha! He gets him and he lays into him. It's actually cathartic. Yeah? But it's tainted. It's not a victory. It doesn't prove you. You don't prove yourself by doing this. You get to beat on the face of the man you hate. And that's nice. It really gets him too. Joe's got some power. You're a coward. You hit him while he was turned. Joe's response, I think, is kind of right. Okay. Wow. What a fun thing. Huh. Play by the rules! Play by the rules! You're not allowed to distract me and then stab me. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's mean. You spat in my face and then stabbed me in the eye. That's not cool. Not cool. Call the referee, please. No. No, this is life or death, dude. This is like men fighting. It's Joe's perspective, right? He's on the streets, dude. Every fight he gets in, if he goes down, he can get his head kicked in, right? Like, this is no joke. We started fighting Yakuza, and they pulled knives when they got beaten. This is no joke. You get an opportunity, you turn your head, somebody's gonna kill you. That's the world that we live in. This is dog eat dog. This is animal shit. And you bring this woman stuff into it. This fucking rules bullshit. You dare call me a coward. Don't give me your crap. And he launches himself at Shiraki Yoko and strangles her. Going way beyond the pale in terms of what I think audiences, self-included, are willing to, like, allow for my character. Yeah? I'll take Joe punching Rikishi in the face. I don't like it. I can still stand behind him as my protagonist. Maybe he's a bad guy. I don't know. I can still stand behind him, really, because there's a set of animal ideals that I do think he embodies here. When he jumps forward and starts strangling the girl, we've jumped that. We've jumped that. We're not there anymore. I don't stand with Joe. Back to solitary for you, yeah? Like, here's where we get to. No matter what your justification is or how right it is, you've overstepped with your actions in a way that can't be justified. You fucked up. He's foolish for turning toward a voice. So what's wrong with me hitting him? What's cowardly about that? So defensive, so reactive. Even it's the warden who runs up and shoves him off, put him in solitary, and her response is to release him. This is like the second or third time that Shiraki has been genuinely like has held the lash or whatever. What's the held the whip, held the crop? I forget what the thing. Like asked to stay the hand of punishment. Wait, don't. I think, you know, because she's not like Joe. She's actually able to think outside of her perspective. She's actually a wealthy person who's been doing face-to-face charity work for a long time, pretty clearly. Right? There's like some real truth to her. There's some honesty to her. You don't go and perform at a prison like this just for the adoration. There's some honesty to her, right? Joe's wrong. He's wrong about her motives. And she's proven that to us and to him a number of times, and it doesn't land. He can't see it. But she can see other people. She's met enough people, I assume, to be able to look at Joe and be like, poor guy. He can't even see me. He can't even see what he's doing to himself. Her perspective is much broader than his. And it enables her, I think, to empathize and to then be able to withhold punishment like this. Let him go. Let him go. Okay? Let him go and give me an answer. Explain yourself. This is pretty cool. I like this from her. She's really got a spine, you know? And it's here in that I'd like to face what you have to say exactly, actually. First off, I really like that attitude. There's a language coach guy who's done the podcast circuit and been on all the various podcasts about stuff. And his bit um is about getting people to respect you and how to deal with people who are being unkind or like really cruel, especially in public situations where like you both you could lose face if you respond badly. Like, how do you manage those interactions in an effective way where you don't do something that you're going to regret? And one of them is one of the ones that I've internalized and think is really cool is if somebody says something really insulting to you, you just ask them to repeat it. I'm sorry, could you say that again? I'm sorry, I don't think I'm understanding what you're trying to express to me. Could you say that in different terms? And just be like really clear that I'm not going to ignore that you've said this. I just want to make sure that you've said exactly what you're going to say. And just that, like, even outside of how you respond to it afterward, just bringing it back and making somebody rehash what they've just said gives them the opportunity to pause and, like, restate it a little differently. Yeah? Because often, I think, what will come out the second time is going to be a little more measured, a little more careful, a little less vitriolic. Here, she goes a step further and is like, actually, I'd like to hear precisely what your justifications are. You called me a liar and a fool and a monster and a loser and a bad person. Okay, what do you mean? Back it up, right? Like, I'd like to hear exactly what you mean by it, because those are all words, but they don't really help me figure out what you mean. So I'd like to understand exactly what actions I've taken that have hurt you. Have I? And if we iron this out and all you've got is hot air, then I can successfully and safely dismiss you. I don't care what you think, because you don't think about it. You just feel. And that's fine. Your feelings are valid in your own context, but I don't need to internalize them. I don't need to take them in. I don't even need to interact with them. I've recognized that there's not much for me to be gained here. All you're going to do is spew the same shit at me. It doesn't have any real grounding or basis. I can just let it slide off, right? On the other hand, if there is something meaningful here, maybe we can actually open a dialogue about it. And instead of like throwing barbs at each other and you being like, you fucking suck, I hate you, I can figure out what I did to piss you off, and maybe we could ameliorate it, and that actually might be good. So I really like this. It's a spine from Shiraki Yoko. That's what it feels like. No, tell me what it is. Joe takes the bait. It's a little bit of a trap, right? Because if he doesn't have really solid justifications, then he's going to fall flat. And it doesn't matter in the context, right? But it matters to us, the audience, a lot, because we're watching this very closely. Yada! What the fuck do y'all want? Hey, man. What are you doing? You've been insulting a nice lady. She's put a bunch of work into this. Everybody surrounds him and goes, it's time for you to say you're sorry. It's time for you to apologize. Justice requires that you recant, right? That you take back what you said. That you say, I was wrong about what I said. I'm sorry for that. I feel differently and I feel bad about how I felt before. It's kind of what an apology is. Apologize, apologize. Apologize, apologize. No, I don't care about an apology. I don't need him to feel bad. I just want to understand. And he turns, it's so victorious. He's like, finally, a chance to get on stage and tell you how I really feel. Give you a fucking piece of my mind, bitch. And really it is. It's like, you're a fucking failure. Try to clean your ear holes out and listen to me while I give you some wisdom, young whippersnapper. Joe takes like such an arrogant position here. Ha 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 ha. We pull back to here. You came to court. We really don't need any of these frames, so I do feel like we're stretching the episode a little bit. He says those weren't the eyes of a girl in love, which is it's kind of funny because there was no implication that those were the eyes of a girl in love, right? Nobody ever said that they would be. No. Why would you think that she would be in love with you? It's a weird thing to say, Joe, honestly. And it makes me wonder if there's a piece of Joe that, like, desperately wants to be loved by her. Yeah? But would never be able to consciously admit it. The part that does track is those eyes were cold, like pure ice. They were filled with contempt. Contempt! Contempt is like my favorite emotional word. Maybe my least favorite emotion, but my favorite emotional word. Ever since I learned about the sort of four horsemen of relationship dissolution by the formulated by the Gottmans, the most pivotal and powerful and dangerous of which is the poisonous one, contempt. I have been enamored by it. I've been enamored by it because once I came to understand that idea, that once contempt slips in and is allowed to fester a little bit, there's no hope. There's no hope until that mold can be bleached out, right? It has to be killed every bit. It's the antidote, the antithesis of intimacy. It's the unwillingness to communicate and to empathize. It is, we are different, and fundamentally you will never be like me. It's bad juju, and Joe has a lot of contempt for Shiraki Yoko. Shiraki Yoko may or may not have contempt for Joe. Her actions actually express that she might have the opposite. She might have what we call empathy, real empathy for him. But I think in Joe's pure contempt for wealth and power and having, he projects and he's only able to see contempt in her actions. Because again, it's the only reason he would act that way in that position. Ugh. And then there's this moment where he's like, I guess it was really tough coming from a hot girl, but what are you gonna do? It's so funny. Hey, man, there's a limit. You can't say that. You fucking deserved that contempt. Two things. One, maybe the word doesn't work exactly the same way in the Japanese, but I think it does. Contempt. The one that says you're never gonna get better from where you are. I fundamentally don't believe in your capacity to improve. That's the fucking difference to me a lot. Nobody ever deserves that. Maybe there are exceptions. Maybe there are people who are so willfully interested in destroying themselves that they do deserve it, but if I take a complex perspective on the human individual and recognize them, agentic though they are, as trapped by so many layers of system and so many layers of interaction with others and so many layers of circumstance and stuff that's been piled onto them, I I think there's room to find the opposite of contempt, some understanding, some level of empathy with anyone. Maybe that's too idealistic, but I don't think that this is right. You deserved it. I don't think so. Did you forget? You committed a sin. You stole a large sum of money. Yeah, but to her that's not a large sum. It's chump change. To us it matters a lot. And that's where she gets away with all this bullshit. That's where she gets away with pretending like she's making great sacrifices for the greater good, when they're really small sacrifices that have an outsized benefit to the greater good. I won't deny the benefit that they have. Yeah, great, everybody gets money. Neat. But us treating her like she's some kind of saint for it is incorrect. We treat people like saints who are poor and then give up everything that they have, right? It's like, wow, what an incredible thing for you to give up all your nothing, to be really made destitute. But now we turn to a wealthy person who gives up nothing, maintains their wealth completely, and we say, wow, what a saint, you too. No, no, that's a person who's cosplaying. That's a person who's cosplaying for her own fucking enjoyment, and she's paying us for adoration. That's what this is. This isn't altruism. This is quid pro quo. This is a transaction. And we're happily, all of you are happily, willingly tossing yourself forward into the transaction. Yes, Miss Shiraki Yoko, please let us lick your boots. Please, oh please. Is that how you talk to the victim? How could you? You're not interested in my sense of justice? No. Boom. There are a couple of these like really fun, snappy cuts. I really like them. What I want to say right here, if you're going to say, I've been betrayed, I've been scammed for just 100,000 yen, it is ridiculous for you to sympathize with us who are experiencing real hardship. You don't know what it fucking means. There's something to that. There's something to that, man. Then let me tell you, I paid for all of this. I did all of this. I paid for you to be released. I got Dompe and stuff here. I brought all the kids. I did all of this for good. And he goes, oh, yes, and you expect me to weep and beg and kiss your feet for you because you did such good things. Don't you get it? You're still relying on this. You still expect me to treat you better because you've done things that I didn't ask for the people around me and for me. But I don't fucking want your charity. I don't want it. I don't want it, and I don't want the expectations that it comes with. I don't want to treat you well. I don't want to be nice to you. I don't want to engage in this. You're forcing it on me. And then, once I've accepted the gift that was given freely, you drop the cage behind me and say, now you have to be nice to me. Now you have to respect me. Now you have to care. And I don't want to. I didn't agree to those things, and I refuse now again. You're very condescending. You're doing this all with a feeling of superiority. Kindness in shape only. It's all fake. Fake? Shut up! And she responds with some emotion. And he uses that as like tone policing to be like, haha, gotcha. That's who you really are. You're really a person with feelings. Good job, man. You managed to find the way that you can hurt a person. Neat. That definitely proves that you're right. Of course it doesn't. It just proves that you're able to be hurtful. Maybe you're not doing this for us, but for yourself. I think it's a great call, though. It's an absolutely excellent call. You pseudo angel. You're wearing the habit and the you're wearing the nun stuff, but you're not motherfucking Teresa. Even motherfucking Teresa isn't motherfucking Teresa. doesn't exist. That's enough, Yabuki. Everybody gets ready to kill him. And he's truly taken, like... This is why I said it's almost Luciferian. Because, like, you've got the host of angels around you. You've got the wrath of God willing to come down upon you in the form of the warden. And he stands, he's like, I'm gonna say my piece. I don't care if I get cast into hell forever. Send me to the burning pit. I'm gonna be honest about this shit. At the expense of kindness, at the expense of connection, I don't care. Let's talk about truth. The truth is, you are spiteful and mean and bad. He's raging. Raging against the light. Hold on. Let me have this one. I love it. It's so cool. Stop this at once. What a face. Find out that there's a bond. I can't back down. You must know what happens. And then we get Danpei in. Hey, let's do it in the circle, in the ring. Let's do it for real. And together they convince the wardens that this is possible. Boxing isn't a brawl. It's a respectable sport. Please permit it. I'll donate the equipment. And again, it's like the donation of the equipment makes the difference, right? Shiraki Yoko's altruism is a form of soft power, baby. That's what it is. She is a hegemony. You're always so great. Ha ha. That's what you always do. You put a noble reason behind something, and then you do as you wish with a face that says I'm right and the money to back it up. And nobody says otherwise because you've got the money to back it up. It greases palms. It makes everybody go, oh, wow, yes, absolutely. Everybody kisses your fucking feet. You don't care about any of this. You just want to confirm your pet dog's strength. Ugh, what a call. Yeah, I'd want to be too, you know. Bastard. I love it. I love Joe's willingness to be the antagonist. I love his needling, his poking the bear. He does it earlier. It's how he gets Rikishi out here. Joe is a provocateur. We realized this pretty early with the Yakuza and stuff, but man, he is a provocateur. Fuck, man. It's so goddamn beautiful. I so gladly take on this stance for myself as my internal representation of self. I'm so grateful for its existence. And human man pointing upward. There is no symbol that means more to me. There is no symbol that means more to me. So to meet it here and... Oh, man. 1 minute. That's all I need to kill you. No. Let's go train. There's no way Joe's weaker. I love Sachi. She's so ride or die. We pan this frame down, and then we'll bring it to like a black and white filter on it and pan it back up for the end. Are you really gonna lecture me? Huh. The only lecture I can give is a fight. Wow. He knocks him out. It's amazing. You've got it. And the straight, it's amazing too. You're the real deal, a real boxer. I'll teach you. I'll teach you for real. We cement it, right? He holds his fist and is like, we're really doing this. We're really doing it. And then he clocks him down. It'll hurt a bit, but it's more than just theory. You must learn it with your body, too. You'll learn the ultimate punch to defeat Rikishi. Your bones and muscles will be the ones to scream. We get this warbly shot, and then it's black and white, a scream, and we're up to the sky that's red. I think he's teaching him the ultimate punch by punching him with it. And my guess is that it's an uppercut. That's just the vibe that I have. I don't fucking know. I don't understand this, and that's okay. I don't think I need to. I think it's meant to be a bit of a teaser for the next episode, because we've got everybody being like, what's going on? I think there's some real training happening. I do think that's what's going on. I think that Danpei is legitimately trying to train him by doing this. I had a thought before, which was like, maybe he's trying to punch him so that he gets knocked out so he doesn't have to fight Rikishi, so he has more time to train. That doesn't make any sense. CTE's not worth it. So my guess is this is how he's teaching him. He's teaching him what it's like to be hit by that punch. But trust me, this isn't about you. This is for Joe. For me. This is the next lesson. So, I don't know exactly what Danpei just taught him, but I am deeply worried because he just puked some blood and fell over. I do not want to lose our mentor. I'm gonna be really pissed if we do. I think it's way too early for that to happen. But I wonder what we're doing here. If Danpei is less healthy than we thought. That tomorrow, a real tomorrow. A beautiful tomorrow never comes after leaving today with decency and cover-ups. A beautiful tomorrow comes after recognizing the failures of today and practicing and working. A real tomorrow. She turns and says, don't underestimate him. Rikishi knows it too. Perhaps he's gotten some coaching, but I'll prove myself. This thing that you've entered into isn't simple, and you're really arrogant if you think you can get up to my level fast. We'll see. We'll see. I think the thing that this episode does is really perfectly is walk that line that I was worried about at the very beginning. How do we achieve some catharsis here without concluding the rivalry? And instead, we have built the rivalry deeper. We have woven more layers into it. There are more reasons for these characters to disagree with each other and to take those disagreements to fists and to blood. That's some good stuff. The writing of Joe is really fucking excellent. I'm really enjoying it. And I hope you have been too. We're going to wrap there for this episode, and we will be moving into the upcoming match next week on Ashita no Joe. Thanks so much for watching this episode along with me. I hope you enjoyed it and anywhere near as much as I did, and I hope to catch you next week for the next one. Much love. Peace.